Hello, hello, happy Friday. Happy Friday. Today I'm going to continue painting this carnival mural. We're making a few changes to it. I'm reusing the same gloves I used last time because they're not all that bad. So initially we were thinking of painting all the curtains. We were planning on painting some nice red velvety curtains, and then we changed our minds. We're actually gonna install some real curtains, and that's gonna add some more different kinds of, you know, media. It's gonna make it look a lot more lush and nice. So that means that I'm gonna have to fill in everything that I left out for the curtains. Just want to get on my stream to get your lovely comments and stuff. All right, so let's get to it. My paints over here, I'm using the golden mural paintworks. I'm also using some yogurt. Just kidding. It's the same paint. I just put it in a yogurt container. Just gonna put a little bit more white here. Have some fresh paint. Whoa! Okay, I've done it this time. I got some paint on the floor. Not on the floor. Thankfully, I have a drop cloth here. Hey, it's the way to start the day, eh? No worries, no worries. Nobody saw anything anyway. That's why it's very important to have a drop cloth, because this paint spills will happen. Alright, I was trying to be all neat and tidy, but failed at that. Okay. And rags are also important to have around. Hey Rob, hello, welcome. I'm gonna get some black paint out. How are you doing today, Rob? How's the weather in Europe? Okay, let's put some blue. Where is my blue? Did I bring it? I just had it. Here it is. I was just saying that I'm gonna fill in all those areas where I was planning to put the curtains, because we changed our mind. We're gonna install some real curtains. So that means that all that empty space that I left up there needs to be filled in. So that's what I'm doing now. I have so many rags here. So many rags. Okay. Paintbrushes. It's a bit windy. Wind is always scary, especially when you live in the forest. I'm just mixing some blue and black for that upper portion of the sky. I'm just gonna fill in the sky. And let me move my camera so you can see. Right up there, I'm gonna be painting it. So I'm just gonna bring it closer. There we go. That should do it. Hey, Angel. Hello. Are you excited about tonight? I'm excited about tonight. All right, let's fill in this. I have a rag up there too. You can never have too many rags around, am I right? Over here in Pennsylvania, it's very rainy and muddy. A very drab day. I really loaded this brush. It'll be fun. Ah, you thought it was a chalkboard? We painted it gray a while ago. You know, initially I had another painting here. I had a painting of the Bran Castle in Romania. It was kind of like a window, archway. I was going for a trompe-l'oeil, but it just didn't look right. The space is a bit small to do certain things. I think I just couldn't do what I wanted to do. That's the beauty of being able to paint over. It's blue and a little bit of white. With the same kind of black on there. Lightening that blue up a little bit. I'm gonna have to put the stars back in. I need another property. Yeah, we're talking about we're gonna get a new house and we're gonna paint it all over again. I don't know if I have the energy yet to do that. But eventually, I mean, I'm considering it. I'm considering starting fresh. Although there are some rooms in this house that I feel like they totally could use an improvement, you know. So before we need to move on, we can just improve of what we have here, I think. Generally, when I paint for clients, I would have everything taped, but I'm not as concerned in my own house about getting paint everywhere. Maybe I should be. You love the door. This one? Which one? The one with the library? Yeah, that's a nice one. You also love the mural behind the door. That's a Nightmare Before Christmas. You can feel free to talk, Angel. Not distracting. Gotta watch out for that T-Rex head behind me. You know what I love about the door too? It has the titles of the books are also very interesting. I've got the complete history of everything, a very important man, and a really useful book. I don't know if you guys saw Mirror Mask. You know that movie Mirror Mask? It's a very interesting movie. Very inspiring. It's like a hidden door. Thanks, Rob. Should lighten it up over there a little bit. Start adding a little bit of purple. To the horizon line of this. When you make gradients and when you try to achieve a sort of soft blending, you know, when you're blending wet on wet, it's really important to put both colors. You know, you put the dark and then you put the light underneath it or wherever the light goes, and then you softly blend them together, and then you keep moving. You don't overmodel what you're doing. You don't overblend, because if you overblend, you lose all of the difference in colors, you know, all the blending. Everything just turns into one blob. You just have to experiment and to see how much blending still maintains a sort of nuance. We move back here. Let's see, I think we're drying a little bit darker. Or is it? I think it's okay. It's a little difficult to see when it's still wet, but I think it's looking okay. Maybe we can add a little bit more lightness in the sky here. Just a little bit, kind of like clouds. Maybe there were some fireworks recently, and all that steam mist is getting carried in the light of the night sky. Try not to make it too dark. Try to still maintain a sort of lightness. This light is always very striking. Just gives it a feeling of magic. Okay, that's a good sky. And I guess I could go right now and put in the stars. I don't want to wait until I paint more of the foreground elements, because then I have to repaint them if I get stars all over them. So let's do the stars now. You'll work on your website. Cool, sounds fun, Angel. Sounds like fun. Alright, I've got my... Ooh, want to move my tea away so I don't make stars in my tea. That is very possible to happen. Alright, so to make stars, you get your brush, it's really nice and wet. And then I grab a little bit of white paint and then I just slosh it separately to make kind of like a pool of very diluted white paint. It's kind of like, it's almost milk consistency. It's very, very loose. And I just pull back and voila, instant stars. Just when you do small spaces, just kind of aim at where you want to put your stars so they don't go all over the place where you don't want them to go. Kind of creating a seamless transition between the old painting and the new painting. You know what? Let me move. Now that you've seen my palette briefly, I'm gonna move it aside so I don't have to keep stumbling on it. Alright. Sometimes these stars backfire and they come towards me. There. Perfect. Look at that. We have a full sky. Perfect. Very effective. That is right. Alright, so now let me finish this construction over here. I'm gonna grab a medium brush. It's a 3/4 inch. Getting it into the water and let's see, getting some red and that off-white. The old paint is so I'm using this this glass palette. You see the glass palette, and it's very, very effective at keeping your paint wet for a longer time because I have a lid for it. But and the glass palette is very, very easy to clean. It's so easy to clean. Stuff just falls right off of the glass. So let me get kind of like an off red. Still should be a little saturated. I think my red paint dried. Yeah, I have to finish it. Yep, just continuing the painting. And then I actually have to go to the other one, the tall one, and add highlights and darks and stuff because it's very unidimensional, it's very flat. And what makes murals stand out is that feeling of depth, you know, the feeling, well, also good paintings, they have good three-dimensionality. But for murals it's very important because murals are more immersive art because of their size. So let's see. Oh, that red is much too red, so putting a little bit of blue in there. I put way too much blue. A little bit of blue and maybe a little bit of black. Still want to keep it pretty bright though. Okay, this is probably good. It's good, good. It's good. There we go. And then right now I'm kind of just marking where the next red will be, but I want to make that a little bit darker because it's moving away from the light. So what makes something three-dimensional is the use of light, of values like light and dark, and also very important, saturation. Saturation is also very important when you're trying to make something, a whole scene three-dimensional, because you're always going to have what's in the background, what's far away, it's always going to be a little more desaturated than what's in the foreground. So I'm trying to get a little bit of lighter. Actually, that should be darker because it's more. Yeah, it should be darker. These portions, because they're more vertical. Basically once you have the shape in place, then you can go back and change the color too. I need to make it darker, just a little bit. Or maybe just make the lower part lighter. Oh, I didn't bring my brushes. I'll be right back. I gotta get my brushes. Alright, I'm back. Here's my big bundle of brushes. Alright, always work with several brushes at a time in order to avoid the constant need of having to clean them up and stuff like that. Alright, we're just gonna lighten this up a little bit. So the light and the dark are there according to the angle of the surface and where the light is coming from. So the surfaces that face the light will always be lighter than the surfaces that are facing away from the light. So let's imagine the light comes kind of from the middle. There's going to be some light posts and stuff, so what's in the middle is going to be lighter than everything else. So I'm also imagining this, the light will be a warm light, a yellow light. So then I'm going to get some yellow paint. Hello, Queldar, welcome. Welcome you. How's it going? How's life, Queldar? Okay, I have a little bit of yellow. I don't have a whole lot, but it'll be enough. I just get some yellow on my palette. How's the weather in Holland, Queldar? Fancy to see you here. Alright, so I'm gonna add some yellow to that red mixture. Rather, I'm adding the red mixture to a little bit of yellow and also some more white. I want that portion that is facing the center of the painting to be warm and kind of inundated in light. So this will be a very nice and warm color. Good. I'm glad to hear you're doing good. Alright, so let's make that nice and light. So Queldar, you didn't you missed the whole spiel about how we decided to put real curtains, to install real curtains at one point, and so I'm gonna paint the whole wall so that I don't have, you know, like that empty space. Okay, and then let's kind of add a little bit of that yellowish red to the outside of this. And then we're gonna adjust our whites too. Just a little bit. Now this might be a different light source. Obviously it's not gonna be the same light source that comes from above, because this is a carnival. There's gonna be multiple light sources. Stormy, wow. It's kind of windy where Rob is too. It's rainy here. It's not stormy per se, but it is windy. It's rainy and kind of sad. I need to clean those lines up. Not very clean. But also what I want to do with these lines in time, I want to make them look like they're fabric, so I want to add some folds to them too. That'll be a little bit detail in the future, not right now. Less and less as we approach this forward facing facet. Ooh. You always inherit Rob's weather. Oh well, you know, can't always be sunny. Actually, let me enlighten y'all. Let me enlighten you. That sounded a little bit like what Lewis would say. But here, you see today's yogi wisdom is, hang on, you see that? It says, without the storms and rain, life would cease to be. So today's yogi wisdom is actually very, very germane to the day. So there you go. Let's not complain. for we still have a roof over our heads. And the trees have the trees have not fallen down. That's some good tea. Good tea. Okay, let me continue with the darker red. Should be even darker. Just a touch of black in that. Just a touch of black. Right? I chose the right tea for the day. I used to prefer this oh, whoops, sorry. Sorry about that. I think that was spam. As I was saying, I used to drink this specific yogi tea. It's called Sweet Tangerine Positive Energy. And I've been drinking that tea for a long time because it's really, really good. But then I noticed that I keep getting the same yogi wisdoms. It's like they keep recycling them. And then when I have other teas, other yogi teas, they do have different yogi wisdoms, like completely different, like from a different batch. So sometimes I just buy other yogi teas to get a different wisdom. And so this one is also a very good tea. It's soothing, it's like a skin detox. Soothing rose or something. It's rosy, very like rose petals, but it's not disgusting like rose water. It's actually very delicious. The touch of honey, and it's totally worth it. All right, then let's make the white. Jan, you're here! Hello! How are you today, Aunt Jan? How are you doing today? Alright, now I'm going to get the white mixture. And I think I put, what colors did I put in that white? I put red, some red in there, maybe some blue. But I feel like, terrific! You hung your Christmas present, awesome! Where did you grace it with your space? Where did you grace your space with it, should I say? Where is it? Where did you put it? In the basement! Where it won't terrify anyone. I made you a TikTok star and a YouTube star. minute. 2. All right, and it's next to your door. Aww, the chicken scream was epic. Everybody's good at my house. Everybody's doing pretty good. Can't complain. Everything is a-okay. Okay, let's see how this white compares. It's pretty similar. Pretty similar. So all this is white, touch of red and blue and black. Just a touch to kind of darken it a little bit. Okay, and I'm gonna add. We love you too, Aunt Jan. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you, and have a wonderful weekend. This, although I added more dark to it, and it's still not dark enough. So there are many shades of white. If you paint snow, everybody knows that snow is white. But when you paint snow, you rarely use white, pure white. So there are many shades of white. If you're trying to paint white with just white paint, it's gonna look very flat. Because anything white has shadows and creases, stuff like that. Okay, and the above parts are a little lighter, so I'm adding a little bit of white. This is a very old and very frayed brush. Still does the job. There we go. Do I do lives on TikTok? No. I am not very present on TikTok. I just posted a couple of videos. Just, I don't know. Guess I should be more active, but there's only so much I can do, you know? I have the tendency to spread myself too thin, and then I don't do anything right. So then I have to know my limits, and of course always challenge my limits and always try to do more, but it's always good to know. And sometimes, frankly, I just forget. Whenever I put a short on on YouTube. I try to remember to post it on TikTok too, but sometimes I forget. That one is too light. Similar with hair. Yeah. Yeah, I think it's you paint the shadows first. I made that very, very light. Should have been a little darker. Yeah, I don't really paint everything, you know, alla prima, basically. I paint something and then I go back and add highlights, add details, add this and that. So even if I don't get something right in the beginning, I can go back later and do that. I still need to darken that a little bit more, or this is too dark, one of the two. Maybe I'll just lighten this up a little bit and then it'll make sense. It's still a little bit wet, so if I go with the light paint right on top, it's just gonna blend right in and not overpower it. Yeah, I think that's better. Now you can see actually. So this wall was initially brick. You can actually see how thick I painted it before. It was all like faux brick, and then I painted that faux finish mural, and then what was it then? Then I think I just painted it gray because I wanted to have a plain wall to put my paintings on and take pictures of my paintings on it. I just needed something plain. Okay, now I'm gonna go on to that white portion. Yeah, it is more difficult because you have to see everything and just paint it. I mean, alla prima, all it means is a painting that you do in one sitting. Now, if you sit for 6 hours, then you have time to go back and you know, keep meddling with it. But if you just do kind of like a 2-hour alla prima, then you don't strive for absolute perfection and details, but rather just get the gist of it, and you focus more on the... Oh, that's bright. You focus more on the values and the shapes and the colors. Basically everything. Okay, let's see. What do we have here? It's still bright. I do want to give it this kind of very light feeling though. I want the light to shine very brightly on this. Here we have a little bit of that light coming this way too. Okay, now let's do the red fringe. Oh, it's white fringe. What am I talking about? The white fringe. Yeah, I think alla prima is a little more advanced. 1, 2, 3, 4. I don't know if I'll be able to fit 4. 1, 2, 3, for evenness is not my strong suit. I see what's wrong. I see what's wrong here. This needs to come down like this. There was something bothering me about this. Okay, so now the fringe comes down. And I need to darken it. We don't need to see all of this fringe. It can be left. That's a little better. Can be done a little bit better too. Getting the white with a touch of black and blue, and just very little touch of red. Oops. Might be a bit too dark, but let's see. Let's see. Let's get the red and blue and black, and we're gonna go and do that dark strip. Yes, 2 red, more black. I think we're gonna end up painting over these wood molds, the door molds, because they're gonna get painted. Let's paint over it so that we have the same color. Actually, you know, a little bit of color variation is okay. Sometimes I tend to just paint everything one color and then it ends up looking so uniform. Let's get the yellow and gonna mix that kind of brown again. To make brown you need yellow and red, so basically orange. And then whatever dark stuff I have on my palette, let's see, maybe it's too saturated and too bright. Let's grab a little bit of black and add to that. So basically orange and black makes a really nice brown. I need to make it more black. Texture into the, there we go. And always use your fingers. Phrasing. That's what somebody would say. Okay, a little bit more tea. Let's do it. All right, let us do that strip of red. Or maybe we have something else in here. Maybe we have like a cage. Maybe we have a caged animal or a person. No, we'd never do that. Not unless they were enjoying it, which I don't think they would. Although, you know, for show, I'm just saying that if you worked for the circus and you did some interesting feats and stuff, you know, say acrobatic acts and stuff, wouldn't you do them behind bars so that people don't go and molest you? I think it's not too bad, as long as at the end of the day you could go home, or, you know, at least to your room. I used to be game master for this escape room. And one of their games was Hannibal inspired, Hannibal Lecter. You're supposed to, so basically there was this room, you know, and people would, thanks Rob, I don't know. It's kind of sloppy, it's kind of like first layer, but when it gets to the details, it's gonna get a lot slower. But so basically you went into this escape room, whoever booked it, you know, they would go into the room, and then there would be another room with bars, and they would start, you know, try to solve stuff. There was kind of like a track that I would press to play, and it would say something about the story basically. And then right after the track ended, I emerged from the darkness of the cell, and I would go there, and I had the Hannibal mask. And I would try to frighten them and to do all kinds of theatrical acts to try to scare them. It was hilarious. So many people were scared, and of course that made me very happy, but some people were just like, wouldn't have it. They're like, yeah. Why would they be afraid? I mean, my job was to keep them safe, basically. Although I could injure their egos. I was supposed to do that. Just like Hannibal would be very rude sometimes. Would question their intelligence, and that's what hurts the most, I think. Like sticks and stones may hurt my bones, but words, they really hurt. Very psychological. It was a very psychological game. It taught you a lot about people. Really, it's so interesting to just watch people. And escape rooms are a great way to... Hey, Scott! Welcome! How are you doing, Scott? How's your wife? How's your window painting going and all of your wonderful works? I know Scott from this mural artist Facebook group. He does some impressive work. The coolest thing that I've seen you do, Scott, is your van. Do you still have that car, the van, or is it a van or a truck? I don't know, but it's really impressive. You're sketching. You'd still be trapped. Well, you know, my job was to help them. My job was also to help them. I would act as if I was against them, but I was actually for them. Because if they didn't get out, then I couldn't get out. And they didn't have a good time. But no, they would have to. Nobody did not make it out. So everyone made it out, in other words. There was not one person, not one group of people that didn't make it. Alright, I need to do this trip here. You sold the van to a museum. Ooh. Thank you so much, Scott. Getting ready to go to Reno. Okay, cool. Well, I appreciate you stopping by. Very sweet. Haven't seen you really around. The mural artist group lately. This is too blue. We get some more red and white. Thank you. It's still a work in progress. Which is good, I'm really trying to get that depth in this one. You know, one of my greatest challenges is doing vertical lines. Because my head naturally goes sideways towards the left, because I think when I paint, my right brain kicks in and then I keep leaning towards the left. Literally. Let's clarify that, literally. But so that everything that I paint kind of goes this way, kind of goes on the side. So doing vertical lines, really I have to focus so that they're plumb line vertical, not sideways. You're on Mastodon? Oh, interesting. Mastodon, I've never heard of that. Never heard of Mastodon. Interesting. Okay, so let's see. I think, let's see, what did this thingy have? I'm just looking up a reference real quick. Really quickly. Okay, basically had some curtains. and some stairs. Is that a social media? Would the mouse stick help with the straight lines? Ah, it's a Twitter replacement. A mouse stick? I'm not sure what that is. I think a plumb line would help if I wasn't lazy. I think a mouse stick is one of those fuzzy things that you put on so that you don't have to press, so you don't have to touch the painting, isn't it? Maybe I'm mistaken, but I don't know what a mouse stick is either way. Maybe these are steps. Go up there somewhere. I don't know what happens. We'll never know what happens behind. In the tent. Let's do them a little bit sideways. I use sign painters use them. It's for precise work. Oh, I don't know. I'll have to look it up. Alright, I'm making kind of like a tan taupe color for the stairs. Just going for kind of cement look. I don't know. Tan color. Right now I have a sort of dusty rose, dusty lavender. Let's see what it looks like when I put it on. Have you been doing window painting lately, Scott? To be honest, I did at one point. I think last year, 2 years ago. 2 years ago, I painted a window. I did not have a good time. I didn't enjoy it. But it wasn't from the outside like you do it. It was from the inside. So I had to do the last layer first. It was very difficult and it came out awful. And so I told myself I'll never paint a window ever again. Not like that. Because the lady was, I assume that your window paintings are sort of seasonal. They're not meant to last long, right? Because the lady kind of wanted it to be permanent, so that's why I painted from the inside. Ah, you're making the mall stick at some point. I'll repaint the frame of this. Also adjusting the height of the stairs at this point. I'm kind of painting over that. Well, the further the stairs, the smaller they are. And one last stair here. I'm going on the side. There we go. let's do the top of the stairs again. Gonna add some white to that, add some white and some yellow to make it a little warmer. There is some light shining in that tent, so it's gonna be a nice warm stairs. Just going vertical for the edges a little bit, so that the edges touch, so I don't have empty space. It's a bit bright, it's a bit bright. Make this stair just a little bit bigger. There we go. Stair needs to be shorter. Precise work is very tedious and difficult, but it makes everything look nice when you do precise work. But sometimes it takes redoing, just like I'm doing right now. Just teaching mostly. That's good. Sometimes it's so good to be able to turn down work. Yeah, that's awesome. Happy birthday, Scott. To many more. You seem like one of those people who have a lot of energy. A lot of life energy, which is so nice to see. That you're still doing, you know, stuff that you like to do, and you're able to not compromise. All right, one last there. There we go. And then I'll just fill in the bottom. Whew, that's too thick. Alright, let's redo the stairs a little bit. So I'm just mixing that color again with the darker color that I use. Yeah, I think artists are always learning to draw. I'm learning to draw. I hate drawing. Full disclosure, I hate drawing. Oh, I don't like it. I like painting, you know, like, kind of like painting in the number, painting numbers, paint by numbers. And I love mixing paint and blending paint and what paint can do, but I totally understand the value of being able to draw. Because yesterday I started drawing I needed to finish drawing this mural on the wall so that I can start painting today, because if it's not drawn on, what am I gonna paint? I need the skeleton. So, what did I do? I lightened it up too much. The learning never ends. Oh, thank you so much. I really appreciate it. I'm really trying to get the depth and to make it look like, because it's such a teeny space, it's such a small wall, and so it's very difficult to draw anything, you know, that doesn't make it smaller. But I feel like this is not too bad. I'm gonna make that card a little bit smaller, and that have something else in the foreground in front of it. It's kind of challenging working with such a small wall and trying to put everything in, because Carnival has so much stuff. So it's like that balance between trying to show a lot of things like a carnival has to show, and keeping things, you know, tidy and the right size. Not making things too big or too small. Thank you, I appreciate it, Scott. I think I'm making these stairs a bit too light. Let me make them a little bit, just a touch darker as we go back. Okay, and did I paint the panel door on the right of the screen? That door with the library with the elephants and the skull, yeah, it's a door to the Nightmare Before Christmas. Hang on. It's a bit messy. My husband has got his 3D printing equipment in there, but that's what it looks like. You can see kind of a little bit of it. The main wall. Yeah, that was hand painted. Let's see, what was I doing? I was doing highlights on the stairs. Last highlights, I think we're very near to the end of these stairs. Do you see it? Thank you. Yeah, my whole house is just mural. Every single room has a mural in it. That's pretty much how I learned how to paint murals. So this hallway is my husband's idea. He has this right here. It's a cabinet full of weird and interesting stuff. His cabinet of curiosities. And so he wants something, you know, kind of carnival-ish on this wall to go with it, you know. It's got skulls in here and masks and you know, shrunken heads and all sorts of interesting things. Like that's our little behind the glass. Hey, April, cause every night I lie in bed. Hi, April. No, it's a very small wall. I mean, all in all, our house is pretty small, but we're making the best of it. Okay, then we can erase this, and there we go. And let's see what we have inside. And how are you doing today, April? Abril? Is that how I should pronounce it? There's gonna be a lot of stripes in this one. A lot of stripes. Okay, I'm gonna close the door. It looks better. It looks better with it closed. Okay. Oh, thank you. I do like this kind of chill hip hop. Chill hippie hoppy. Thank you, Scott. Very kind of you. This one is a bit thick. Clara! You're sketching me. Oh. I'm afraid I'm not a very good model at the moment. Hi, Clara. Moving a lot and such. Not staying still. I think I need to get a smaller paintbrush. How are you doing, Clara? How's the weather in Atlanta today? See, my head is my head is tilted. Permanently tilted. Yeah, Abril. Very pretty name. Awesome. That's awesome, Scott. I've always admired the ease with which you draw. You're very good at drawing, very good. Very good at drawing very easily and, you know, like streamline drawing lines and not caricatures, but, you know, like cartoony sort of. You have this kind of natural hand, and you can get proportions and lines very cleanly in the first try. Very, very admirable skill. When I draw characters and faces and stuff, well, first of all, I haven't practiced as much as you have, so that's probably why. Faces and portraits are not my forte. Abril, do you still do those challenges with Martha? It was fun when we did it like 3 years ago, I think. It was fun, but I barely kept up. It's actually, well, it challenged me to do a lot, but it was also a little bit stressful. And sometimes I felt like I was putting out something just to have a video out. And I don't know. It was fun while it lasted. Oh, nose itch. Alright, let's grab a smaller paintbrush. And get some red and that dark red mixture, and I'm gonna add a little bit of yellow to it and just a touch of white. And I'm gonna lighten the bottom a little bit as if there is light shining. Might have, well, I will have to go and clean up those again. Clean up the last step. Everybody's complaining of rainy and stormy and windy weather, Clara and Scott. How's the weather where you are? Did I ask? I don't know why I'm asking about the weather. Yes, it's something that affects all of us. You're trying again, the same. That's good. That's good. Let's see, what do I have there? Let's do... There's a curtain that I could do there. Let's do a purple curtain. The original curtain in the drawing that I'm using as a reference is green. I'm using purple to not copy it. Oh, Northern Nevada. That sounds very nice. Cool. I'm just gonna paint it all one value, and then I'm gonna add the highlights. This is basically just pure purple. This purple is from Chroma Mural paint. Really want to learn to draw and paint. Yeah, have fun trying. Yeah, learning never ends. It's true. Which is good. It's good. It keeps us young. It's like that curiosity that we have when we're kids. And you know, it's sad that we kind of, and I totally feel it, we kind of lose that sense of wonder in a way, because after a certain amount of years you kind of feel like you've experienced it all. There's no more newness in the world. But if you do something that you like, and there's always something new to explore, and I guess that's what keeps it fun, is that the way that you can explore your passions. Let's do one on the other side too. Two curtains. Ah, you do. Ian McKegg and Carl Kopensky. Okay, I'm gonna screenshot this so that I remember it. That's cool. It's good to study your idols, or the people you admire. I mean, that's pretty much how everybody learns. Most people learn, should I say. Alright, that's looking nice. Maybe I could just drag it a little bit lower. Pull this curtains a little lower. I know, it looks like Wednesday Addams. Just kidding. Wednesday has bangs. Okay, I think I need to use even a smaller brush put in the highlights. So let me get some white and dip it in that purple. Some white, and actually I'm gonna grab some red in there. Gotta run. Oh, so nice for you to stop in, Scott. All the best to you and good luck in your journey too. And yeah, keep exploring, keep creating. I'll see you soon, I hope. Bye. Have a good weekend. That was nice. Okay, so the paint is still wet, so I'm just doing these kind of highlights and I'm blending them in. Maybe on both sides. Maybe I should just let it in on the upward side, yes. Many folds. I love painting folds. Kind of relaxing to paint. I love blending. I think that's my favorite thing to do with paint, to blend and create these kind of soft gradients and patterns and textures. But yeah, these are best done wet on wet. I'll have to go back and add more dark here and there, because I'm a little bit, when you're doing this, you're kind of, especially when you're working in such a small space, I'm involuntarily obliterating the dark, which I'm trying not to, but I'll just have to put it back in. Here kind of dried already, so it's not blending as well. But it's okay actually. Not bad, not bad. Maybe I'll add some more white. maybe a touch of yellow. Just add a little more highlight right on the edge. By the way, guys, happy Friday the 13th. just remember that. Just remember that it's Friday the 13th today. Just so happens that it's my best friend's birthday, Amanda's birthday. We're gonna celebrate at the studio today. I have a fluid art workshop. It's gonna be fun. What happened, Clara? What happened? Qu'est-ce qui se passe? ¿Qué pasó? Your day not going very well? There. That's pretty nice. Okay. Maybe we don't need to add any more. Let me try to fish a flat brush. Okay, just redoing that last step. I'm seeing it's awfully messy there. Oh, now with this brush. It has been a whirlwind. Oh gosh. Oh, that sucks. You've already been in a car dealership for 4 hours. Just doesn't seem like there's enough day to do that. That sucks. Is your car okay? I was at a car place last Friday having my inspection done, and it's very weird day last Friday, because I went and all I was expecting is just an inspection, you know, get in, get it done, get out, and so I can get home to do my live stream. So I leave the keys with the guy, and then 20 minutes later he comes and he says, did you ever have trouble with your brakes? Like, this 1-year-old car, perfectly good Subaru. No, I've never had problems with my brakes, ever. So he's like, well, it just doesn't want to start, doesn't want to release the brakes. I'm like, alright, you noob. What are you doing working at a car place? Anyway, so I go to the car, like, yeah, he just doesn't know how to handle my car. So I get in the car, I try to turn it on, and it turns on, but the electric brake is on. It will not release. I'm like, what the hell did you do to my car? I was flabbergasted. I didn't know what to do. I took the manual inside to read, and then so after a while I'm like, well, it says some things to do, so let me go and do these things. So I go, and the guy's again behind the wheel trying to harass my car, and he gave up basically. He didn't know what to do, and I tried again. I didn't know, and I said, I'll just figure it out, and maybe I'll call my husband. So then I turned the car off, I turned it back on, and it turned on fine. The brake released. Yeah, those car places, they really... It's dangerous going there. It's dangerous. Not a fun time. For your time or for your wallet. It's always overpriced, and they'll always treat you like a woman. You know? That's how I feel like every time I go to a car place and it's a guy, because it's always a guy. I always get different treatment than my husband. Like, no respect, always treating me like I have no idea what's happening, because it's true, I generally don't. But they treat me like I don't know. So, just assholes. Most of them, I think. Well, I'll never go back to the same car place that didn't know how to handle my Subaru. And then he's like, well, we had another Subaru the other week happened, the same thing happened. I'm like, dude, you just don't know how to turn on cars? And yes, that is what happened. I'm just trying to straighten these lines, but honestly, I think that I'll go back at a later time and create some fold in this tent. I think I'm done with this one for now. Let's just work a little bit on this one. And today you had a woman. Yeah. Yeah, I know. They're awful. Yeah, and sometimes my husband asks me to take his car to get an inspection, or what's the other thing? Like a tool. I don't know. I think it's always an inspection. And yeah, I never like going there, and it always smells like old man. Yeah. Did she work on your car, or somebody else worked on your car? And if she just handled the, the business part of things. I don't know. I don't want to choose, but they both smell. I'd rather not smell an old man or an old woman. And you rarely see an old woman in a car place. It's mostly old man. I want to add some more light and yellow to this faraway tent, just to give that three-dimensional effect. and less as we approach this forward facet of the tent. Well, I'm glad that you're out of the car dealership, Clara. And that your car is nice and fresh now. Kind of like, this is actually not kind of, it's dry brushing is what I'm doing. Oh, that's sad. What car is it, Clara? Is it an old car? We had an old Subaru and we bought it you know, used. The first Subaru we had was used, and it was fine for like the first week or so, and then we kept having issues to the point where we thought that we had to do, you know, the lemon case, because it was, but after that, after like 3 or 4 issues that we fixed, it kind of, you know, stopped having problems. But man, it was so frustrating. So frustrating when your car has problems. RAV4 from 2010. 200,000. Yeah. I think the issue is so minor. Right. I drove. I don't know what the RAV is. Maybe it's a. I've never heard of it, unless it's a shortcut for something. But yeah, my old Subaru, it had a check engine light for the last year or 2 of me owning that car. It kept coming on and off. It was I think it was a sensor. Like whenever it got too cold, the check engine light would come on. And I mean, it was passing inspection, but small SUV, the RAV4. Yeah, exactly, Clara. I mean, yeah. Well, they're always trying to sell you a new car. They always say that the new car will be better for the environment because it'll use less, have less emissions, which I don't know if it's true. I really do like a car with a big trunk. Like a big trunk. For example, my husband took my car today because he wanted to get some wood, I think, or something big. So I'm gonna drive his little Honda Civic. I always feel like I'm in a race car in that car. It's hilarious. It's so low, so low. When I get into my Subaru, I'm like riding a big horse. I really like these highlights. The yellow highlights really make it. Yeah, no thanks, Abril. Even a new electric car is worse. Yeah, I'm always like the last one to update everything. I could, if it, my motto is that if it works, don't fix it. Or if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Something like that. I like to use my things for a long time. And I don't need to have the latest phone. I don't need to have the latest car. I'm like, fine. As long as it works, I'm happy. But to tell you the truth, I was very excited to get a new car, though, because well, it was using a lot of gas and it needed a lot of fixes, and I don't know, it was sluggish, and it was getting to the end of its life. I feel like my old Subaru was a 2005, so it was pretty old. We wanted to sell it before, to get rid of it before it completely fails, because then you get a little bit of money back. I think we got a little bit of money back because we traded it. So, but I think it's different too if you buy your car new versus if you buy it used. I think this car, I'll keep it a lot longer than my used Subaru. It's going for the same amount that you bought it for? Wow! Yeah. My car was worth $1,000. $1,000! It was so sad. And at that point you wonder, like, the car is worth $1,000, and if I have to keep taking care of this car, I'm gonna end up spending more than $1,000 in a year or two. So wouldn't it be just better to get a new car rather than keep putting money in the old car? So yeah, Yeah. Oh, right. Yeah, definitely not. I love my car. I cherish it. I cherish it. You know, I'm also the kind of person who would keep the same phone forever. You know, as long as it has a good camera, because that's what's the most important for me in a phone, a good camera. Because basically all I do is just, you know, browse the internet. Maps are important, and I take pictures. So those things are very important to me. Let me just finish the red over there. I've got some red portions that need to be finished. Right, so I had a Pixel 3 phone, which is a Google phone, and I really like the phone. I don't know, I had it for like 5-6 years maybe, I think, and I liked it. And then we switched networks because we kept having problems with our old provisioner. My daughter just completely lost access to her network, and that was not okay, and that they couldn't fix it, so we switched over to Verizon, I think, and they had some sort of offer where you could get a new phone for stupidly cheap and stuff, and I'm like, well, I'm kind of good with my phone. I told my husband, I'm kind of good, I don't need it. And he's like, well, you know, the Pixel 6 has got a much better camera for taking pictures. I'm like, oh. I'd already had my phone for so long, and I was loving it too, but you know, it was getting old. I fell prey to his persuasion. And I'm like, well, alright, if it has a better camera, I mean, I can't say no to that. So I get the new phone, and oh my god, I don't love it as much as the Pixel 3 at all. The camera's not that much better, and the video camera's worse actually, and the freaking a touch print sensor, you know, because it opens with your fingerprint sensor. The old Pixel 3 had this had a specific specialized fingerprint sensor on the back, and it was just spot on 100% of the time. Every time it read my fingerprint, no problem, in a split second. This new one has got it, like on the screen it has this kind of fingerprint sensor, and freaking sucks. It's awful. So if I was to go back and change my mind, and you know, I would not upgrade to the Pixel 6 at all. It was a big mistake on my part, and that's what I get for getting pushed into upgrading my technology, which I'm always against. I mean, I don't know. We do rely a lot on our phones. What matters a lot to me is that it has a good map and a good camera, and it connects well, you know. My first phone was one of those Nokias, which I loved. I love my Nokia phone so much. I didn't have internet on it. It was just purely for calls. You spend money texting on it. I had this amazing plan where, because my mom would buy me the plan. Well, I only got the phone when I went to college. My mom bought me the phone so that we can talk every day. And boy, did we talk every day. She would call me every day at like 7 o'clock in the evening. And we would talk for a half hour. So she needed a lot of minutes. She got me the best plan ever. I had, I think, what it felt like unlimited texts and many minutes, which I spent talking to my mom. But yeah, the texts were, I think, unlimited. I didn't text that much. I never got to the end of my texts. It, you know, it helps to be antisocial a little bit sometimes. Promoting. I don't have any stake in the game, I'm just saying. Add a little bit of white and a little bit of red and just a touch of yellow. So still want to highlight this red a little bit here. So I have to finish the stream at 2 o'clock, by 2 o'clock, because what time is it? Hold on. I gotta go out and get flour because we're making, when my daughter comes home from school, we're making cupcakes for Amanda's birthday. Gotta get celebrating. I need tea. So if I can get this tent kind of finished, I'll be happy today. Be happy. Alright, let's do You wish you could draw hair in color pencils? Yeah, I was gonna ask, you have to ask Clara. I was gonna say, you gotta ask Clara, because she is the color pencil genius. I'll take you a little bit closer, because I'm just working on that little area there. You can get a bit up in my space. Whew. Okay. You only wrote it once. We can see that you really want to learn how to draw hair in color pencils, Rob. Your wish is granted. This might be. I just need to wet it, get it wet a little bit. Yeah, Clara's got you covered, Rob. Need to make this slightly less saturated. I don't want it so bright because it's in the distance. And yes, I think I should have used a smaller brush. I'll just use the smaller brush for the light, and that'll kind of clean it up, I hope. I'll just have to go with the white. Also, Rob, I think, if Clara hasn't mentioned it, use some good quality color pencils, because it makes a huge difference if you use some good color pencils versus, you know, bad ones. With low quality color pencils, I don't think you can achieve the level of artistry that you're aiming for. Clara can probably suggest some brands that are good. Calder has been so quiet. How are you doing, buddy? You making dinner? White coffee is superior to tea. Ah, okay, cool. He was here for, I think he said hello right before you came on, Clara, and then he hasn't said anything since. Ah, here he is. Clara was captain of the debate team. Your sheriff from Clueless. I don't know if I've seen that. Clueless. Is that a show or a movie? Because it sounds very familiar, as if it was a show from a long time ago. Right? Am I wrong? Am I thinking of the wrong thing? Because I think I was watching something when I was very young that was called Clueless. It was a show, wasn't it? Oh, it's unplayable if you haven't seen the movie. Oh, it's a movie. Okay. Could see yourself as Cher. Sounds like fun. I wish we would play more games like that. This paint is totally still wet. How is this still wet? The game came with a fluffy pen. Ah. Legally blonde. Nice, Qualdar. Real nice. Oh. See, these are some movies that I don't think I've actually seen. Because of my own choice. We forgive you, Qualdar. You're the trivia master. Your only weakness is sports. That is funny. I am not the best trivia at all. But it's very good to be with somebody, to be friends with somebody that is. It's very refreshing. You could always count on Qualdar for knowing mainstream stuff. And you, Clara, you're pretty mainstream, I would say. For the most part. Oh, no. I think you're pretty mainstream, you guys. But you're not that mainstream that you're boring and like the rest of the mainstream people. You're kind of... I'm gonna stop talking now. What I'm trying to say is that I really appreciate you and I love your company. I love learning from you too. Wow, I didn't know that, April. I thought you were 32. You look very young. See, Clara called you mainstream too, Eddie. No, what I'm trying to say is that. You guys talk about, you know, the what's it called, the Super Bowl and all sorts of mainstream stuff that I would never, never dignify with my time. But, you know, I appreciate that you glean a lot of knowledge into, you know, the populace mind that way. And you know, I'm sure that's the only reason why you would do what you do. Right. Not because of curiosity or anything. I'm just gonna paint everything white, or this kind of off-white, and then paint the white stripes after. I think it's easier. I'm reading sometimes. That's funny, Clara. Louis and Laura aren't going to provide in that category. Jeez, come on, you cannot compare me to Louis, okay? I will not take that at face value. Sometimes I think that too, Quelder. I wouldn't say that. I mean, I do give my attention to a lot of things that I shouldn't give my attention, but I'm, you know, I like to think that I'm a little selective in, you know, what I give my attention to. To be honest, Abril, I wouldn't want to go back to my older self, I don't think. I think I'm fine where I'm at right now. You wouldn't be shocked if you lived in a monastery? How old is your Taiwanese friend, Quelder? Wow. My daughter doesn't know who the Backstreet Boys are. I was just thinking about them the other day. Oh my god. Wanted to give her reference for something. I don't remember what it was, but I was thinking of a particular singer that I think I liked when I was, you know, younger, like her age. And when I was younger, I like to, you know, I liked short hair back then too. And to my mother's dismay, I would actually cut my own hair. And I would always cut it after, you know, these boy bands. And it looked horrible. It looked horrible. I mean, it looked horrible. It looked horrible. My poor mom. Right now I cringe a lot at my Gen Z daughter. I cringe a lot. It's just some of the things that she believes and she, subscribes to, I find absolutely horrible and dubious and questionable. And what she thinks, I'm like, oh my god, how... I hate to speak bad, but like, then I think, when I was her age, I was pretty dumb too. So she could save some face. He's a few years older than you. Wow. Yeah, younger people, why should they know? I think Backstreet Boys exited the stage a while ago. Although, actually what made me think about the Backstreet Boys lately is that I heard that Nick Carter's younger brother, Aaron Carter, he recently died, so I saw that in the news. I'm like, wow. Kind of brought me back, a little bit of nostalgia, brought me back a little bit. And I'm like, I wonder how old Nick is doing now. I wonder how well he aged. Aren't you always curious how famous people aged? Oh yeah. I'm like, age already! You've lived your life! Nah. Just kidding. Not that mean. Oh yeah. So true, Clara, so true. The older you get, you realize, oh my god, we know so little and we think we know so much and we're just so freaking dumb. So sad. So sad. Sad but true. I was also thinking of Metallica the other day too. I've been pretty nostalgic about, younger days, but in a different way. Not nostalgic like crying for it and longing for it again, but kind of like, wistful. Kind of daydreaming about it. Hey shorty, it's your birthday. I don't get it. And the funniest thing is that I don't know, maybe I do know it, I just can't put my finger on it. The funniest thing is that when I was younger, when I was like 10th grade to like 12th grade, when I was in high school, actually even, no, maybe around there, I think, or maybe even in general school. My nickname was Shorty. I was always so short. But I don't know which one you're referencing it. 50 Cent. Now I'm much more in the loop, I must say, because let's just get it straight, okay? When I was younger and in Europe, and my finger was on the pulse, okay? My finger was on the pulse of the culture and stuff. When I was in high school and college, I was so knowledgeable in music and everything, and I came to America and I blew my husband's mind with how much knowledge I had in music and stuff. And then, well, I slowly stopped listening to new music, and so that's why, if this was 10 years ago, I wouldn't have, because I had a 4-year-old child. So I wouldn't be listening to 50 Cent, thank you very much. So I hold no guilt for that, no shame. But now that I'm working out in Supernatural, now I learn about new music a lot more. Which I'm actually really enjoying. I'm enjoying it. Just painting everything this kind of grayish color and then adding in the stripes. It's 1:30. Oh, 18 years ago? His first hit. I might know it then. I might know it. I just, especially since my nickname, you know. I just can't remember it. I'll play it afterwards. I'm pretty sure I know it. So your friend is short? Wildar, is that... Is that your way to make your friend feel good on her birthday by calling her short? Just kidding. I don't mind if people call me short. I am short. Now I wear my shortness as a badge of honor. Badge of honor. Before it was ruined. Women ruin everything. I'm trying to make it a little bit darker right there at the top, as if the canopy is casting a little bit of shadow. Let's do that. Let's add a little bit of sunlight. Oh, there's no sunlight on my brush. Not sunlight, just light. Just light. It'll be fun to see some interesting things happening in these tents. I wonder what I should paint inside the tents. What's the big attraction? You guys can tell me, maybe I'll do that if it's not too difficult. So about this big, what did I say? I don't know what I said to hurt you. I want to make this smaller. I feel like I made it too big, so I'm just gonna erase it, and I'm gonna paint the rest of the tent here, and then I think I'll be done. I'll add the details next time because I must be going. I don't know where I put my brush. Weird. Where did I put my brush? Oh wow. Music in the 80s, 90s. Erasure and Depeche Mode, but classic rock is my jam. I used to love Depeche Mode. I still love it. Right now, I'm not so much into it anymore. A bit too drab. But what do I like nowadays? I used to listen to Jonathan Colton. You guys know Jonathan Colton? And like, They Might Be Giants. Oh, thank you so much, Abril. Thank you. That paint up there kind of dried. Excuse me. Definitely dried. My paintbrush is dry. I used to listen to Eagles too, and I like Queen. Not so much Black Sabbath, Dio, Iron Maiden, Ozzy. You know who I used to love when I was younger, like so love. I used to love Placebo when I was in college. Placebo was one of my absolute favorite bands. I would also listen to Stained. Kind of sad, kind of angry, but that's what I needed at the moment. Stained really helped me get through a lot of dark times in my life. And also was one of the reasons why I first shaved my head. Maybe I should make this tent a little bit bigger. Maybe it's a little closer to us. Bring this tent a little bit lower. Got a hole here, maybe I'll fill that in. I'll finish that corner another time. Guns N' Roses. Oh, I used to love Guns N' Roses too. Also Aerosmith. I used to love Aerosmith. Yeah. Appetite for Destruction. I don't think I've ever heard of that one, Qualdar. Stairway to Heaven is a good song. You know what my favorite song is though? Maybe I told you guys before. Welcome to the jungle! One of my favorite songs though is Bittersweet Symphony. You guys know that? That's one of the best ones. One of the best songs ever. Just recently, so anyway, when I was younger, I used to also, whatever songs I loved, I used to watch the video clip. I mean, that was one of the biggest things, you know, you would watch the clip because it was MTV. I grew up with MTV age, in the MTV age. Yeah, Metallica. I grew up with Metallica and Nirvana. I was just about in 10th grade when Metallica and Nirvana entered my world. Maybe too saturated. More blue. Bittersweet Symphony by The Verve is one of the best ones. And then I love Kansas with Dust in the Wind. I'll add highlights on these red strips. Maybe not today, but next time for sure. Anyway, I think it's pretty good progress for a day. Phone call. Maybe that's a bit light. Gotta make it a bit darker. just remember that, what's her name? She sings Lemon Meringue. I forget her name. I used to like listening to her too. Little bit like lemon meringue. Just listened to it the other day because we were making lemon meringues, and every now and then when I remember something, some music, I share it with my daughter because she loves music, and I like to share, you know, my good taste in music too. So I share that. I don't think she appreciated it as much as I thought she would. They never do. I think she's got like a one word name. I forget. You never heard that song? The Lemon Meringue song? It's a good song. You're not queued up with music these days. I don't think it's such a big problem. Oh, thank you so much, Qualdar. I still need to add the highlights on the red parts. And there's still a lot of highlights and darks, shadows to add, but it's getting there. It's getting there. In some places we need to add another red strip. We'll see. Well, this is a little bit sloppy there. I'll have to figure it out. It is a challenge to make it look in the dark, you know, in the night, make it look dark, but also give it the lights. So, oh, what is that? You know what we've been watching lately? We've been watching the Great British Baking Show. Oh, thank you so much. Hey, Jamie. Jamie coming at the end. It's alright. How are you doing? How are you doing, Jamie? Were you working with your babies? I don't know about this. I feel like they should be a little straighter. See, that's what happens when at the end of the day I'm just rushing it, and shouldn't rush it. Should have done it a little straighter. But thank you about the colors. This is kind of just catching it. This should be straight. I have to go back and change some things. Let's see if I can do it now real quickly, or I should just not. I don't know. I'm using white and black and blue for the white parts. Just straightening those red stripes. They're too wobbly. They're too much on the side. No reason for them to be like that. Sometimes we mistakes. Sometimes we mistakes, and then sometimes we need to fix the mistakes. I should have done it much straighter. I think that Burn My Ass to the Ground is the one where you want Lewis to critique your artwork, and I think the Show My Work is just for you to show off your work. I think. Is that correct, Quadra and Clara? And Jamie? Do I have it right? Now the colors are kind of red shifted, but Share My Work is the safe space. Alright guys, I am going to thank you for hanging out today. I'm sorry Jamie you couldn't make it earlier, but I do have to go and get flowers so I can make cupcakes for my best friend, because today's her birthday. Friday the 13th, so we're gonna have a flow art workshop and we're gonna have cupcakes and wine. Booze it up. So have a wonderful weekend, and thank you for coming and joining and entertaining. And have a wonderful weekend. Did I say that? I said that. Have a wonderful weekend. I need to move you to get past. Alright. Bye-bye. Not bad work for a day. Looks pretty good. Yeah, not bad. Not bad. Alrighty, then.